I'll start sharing. Is that okay, ma'am? I'll just check for once, then we will introduce you and then we'll start. Is that fine, ma'am?
Yes, yes, please go ahead and share it. I'm really sorry for the delay.
Not at all, not at all, ma'am.
Ma'am, it's visible, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes. Shall we start?
Yeah, ma'am, I'll stop sharing.
Kavitha ma'am, give us a minute. We'll introduce you to the gathering and then the session is all yours.
Sure. Thank you.
Thank you.
I think, why it is not stopping? You start with sharing, Kodai. I think new share will allow you to share. Yeah.
Okay, ma'am.
Mute for it. Unmute for it.
Yes, ma'am, we welcome you for the day 3, session 2. Internationalization and benefits of networking is a topic on which Ms. Kavitha GR would be discussing. She is a consultant, international relations. She was formerly a general manager, Office of International Relations, IIT Chennai. Our heading says women leadership in higher education, and we do have one person amongst us who is working in a really very high post. Ms. Kavitha is a leader who is continually striving for excellence and perfection with great team management skills to ensure the goals of the organization and the team are achieved. As a GM, she led the global research collaborations at IIT Madras, responsible and executive member for the University Networks and Partnership. A heritage network of Indo-Europe leading institutions, AOTULA, Asia Oceania Top Universities League in Engineering Network, Oriel, Global Observatory, IIT's IR Conclave. She writes proposals for Erasmus Mundus, ICM, and capacity building projects and responsible for inbound and outbound programs. Prior to IIT, she worked as manager design, dynamic technology, senior engineering design of Astrala Automations Limited. She also attended training workshops for DAAD, Internationalization, internal auditor training on ISO 9000, ANSYS, etc. We welcome you, ma'am, wholeheartedly, and the session is all yours. Thank you, ma'am.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for giving me this opportunity to talk to everyone and reaching out to all the universities, which is this is the time for all the Indian universities to look at how we can internationalize the higher education institutions in India. Can you please share my PPT?
Just a minute, ma'am. She is sharing it.
Okay. I have my PPT, but I hope, I want others also to look at it as I start speaking. So I will, in the today's talk, I will be giving a brief introduction of, highlights of national education policy and about UGC draft and guidelines for university internationalization. Then what are the points we need to look at when we have to prepare for internationalization. Then I have given a small structure of international relations to start planning for all of you. And why networking is important and advantages of networking.
Kavitha, ma'am, if possible, can you turn on your video, ma'am? Is it possible?
Sure, sure. I can turn it on. Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am.
I don't have a background like yours, but
No worries.
okay. So can you all hear me? Shall I
Yes.
go ahead?
Yes.
Yeah. So coming to internationalization, we are all aware that for Indian universities, this is nothing new. We have been traditionally, been international institutions, and Nalanda University was a best example worldwide in the ancient days. And Nalanda University was a pioneer of what is today called internationalization of education. In its 5th, 6th, and 7th century, it attracted pupils and scholars from different regions like China, South Korea, Japan, Tibet, and so on. So today we are going to discuss, because I think we, as a developing country, we are now looking at internationalization of our higher education, and there are a lot of initiatives taken by the Indian government to make sure that every university, uh, think of doing this internationalization. So internationalization basically promotes interactions within and between cultures, so that the curriculum becomes cross-national and cultural in nature. So coming to why international relations is very important in the current scenario. It increases the opportunities for international collaboration and research, and leveraging the strengths of partnering institutions. So we need to look at the institutions which can bring benefits for your institution, your students, and your faculty. So it leads to knowledge expansion and access to the international student and researchers pool. International students, basically faculty, bring in diversity to every campus. So government also has initiated many programs like I think Vajra, and before that there was Gyan, which were all to bring in the international faculty to Indian campuses. I don't think that this can be used by private universities, but at least for the public universities, these are the options available.
Yeah, private universities, we try like student abroad program, faculty abroad program, like that. Of course, we are not naming it like that, but anyway. Yeah,
I think
yes,
they
ma'am.
should start doing that. Private universities can form a consortium and come up with some different funding or whatever. Like individually also anyone can do it. And it is very good to do it because it brings diversity to your campuses. Then create study abroad opportunities for Indian students. So at the same time, we should make sure when we are partnering with foreign universities, we also have to send our students over there so they get a good opportunity, good exposure for different research facilities or different culture and so on. Create opportunities for faculty to explore collaboration and new trends in research. So this individual university should set up some funding. We work with so many Australian universities or Canadian or Europe, everywhere. At least few universities have some funding to take faculty from different regions and spend like 3 weeks or 4 weeks in their university and help them to collaborate with their faculty. So we need to create such opportunities. And then global recognition as a result of increased joint publications, citations, international faculty and student enrollment. This will definitely help all our universities to be ranked very well. The agencies like QS is there. At the national level, we are all competing and participating in NIRF ranking. And then there are many other, Shanghai is there, Times ranking is there. So actually participating in all these agencies which help us to promote and it's the perception, when people get to know about your university, they would like to visit and come meet students, faculty. So it is always good for us. And this is why we feel internationalization is the requirement for current scenario. So I just would like to highlight what does the NEP 2020 say. See, if we look at the articles 12.7 and 12.8, these are the two things for internationalization, which is exclusively mentioned. And this document is also available on the MHRD website. So I think this is the time for all of us to realize, and now due to pandemic, things are slowed down when it comes to internationalization, but it will not be the same. By 2022, people are expecting to open up, and then we need to be prepared. So we have to look at how the NEP is being designed for Indian higher education institutes. So they help government initiatives will help larger number of international students choose to come to India. So here they highlight that Indian institutes should attract international students. It is not only about sending our students, because Indian students, they don't need any help to go and study abroad. They have different ways to go abroad and study if they are financially strong, and there are like banks which can support them and all that. But it is also, we should make sure that we are capable of attracting foreign nationals to come to India, because it helps us in promoting our own universities. The students come here, they have a great experience. They go back and talk about their experience in India, about the Indian culture, as well as the university where they come to spend time and study. So we should create such kind of infrastructure and environment where we can attract more foreign nationals to come. And it has always been like, the developing countries attracting the developed countries attracting the students from developing countries. So if we have to start, we need to start from somewhere, right? Because we can't bring in full-time students from Europe region or from US and Australia, because their universities are ranked well. So we should start targeting at the neighboring countries like Sri Lanka, Nepal, or ASEAN countries. Vietnam is there, Philippines. We need to reach out to them. We need to promote our institutions and bring in students. And these students will help us to improve our perception, and they go further for their higher studies elsewhere. And actually, the Indian universities are doing great when it comes to research compared to foreign universities, because the students who have gone from IIT Madras, they come back and share that IIT Madras does a better research, but it is also an experience, cultural experience for us to go abroad and learn things from them. So this is the kind of feedback we get. So it's very, very important for our students as well as the foreign students to come and understand our culture and know the quality of research, what is happening in India. So there are different courses available, and we, as they have put in here, provide good residential facilities. We are lacking with some infrastructure, so we need to make sure that we make some necessary arrangements to attract foreign nationals to India. So this, I have put everything here over the in the features, what is mentioned in 12.7 and 12.8 articles. So I will also be sharing this in the web with SRM University, and they can share it with you all. So coming to UGC, it is still in the draft mode, but look at the kind of programs they are going to bring in: joint or dual degrees and twinning programs. This is an excellent way of reaching out, because already all the foreign universities like Australia or Europe, US have been doing this. In India, we have not been so open. but I think every university can think of doing, and it need not be same. It can be a little different, and we need to sit and understand how they want to do the twinning programs, or how we would want it to be, and so on. So all this negotiation should happen between the partnering universities, and that's how we can take it. And the partnerships would be allowed for 4 types of academic collaborations under UGC: credit recognition and transfer, which plays a very, very important role in case of student mobility, and joint degree programs. This is very common within the IIT system, but I think it can look at the model how IIT is working, and IITs are working, and other universities also can implement. Then dual degree programs, twinning arrangements are also available, and many foreign universities are all ready to do this kind of arrangements. But within India, we all need to be prepared and start working towards it. So these are the highlights which I wanted to discuss about NEP and UGC. UGC is still in the draft mode, but I mean, at least for the, autonomous bodies like deemed universities, no one have to wait for UGC to draft it and allow us to do. We have that kind of autonomy to decide on how we want to initiate internationalization and reach out to partners and so on. So I think we are all set to go there towards internationalization. So coming to the preparedness, how, I mean, for example, if a university have not yet started yet to internationalize, so I put down some points for anyone to think how to start and so on. So we need to have some vision and mission for the institution. Then we should understand internationalization should be the integral part of our vision and mission. Then setting up strategic plans, probably for next 5 years, what are the goals? We need to set it up for ourselves and tell, okay, within 5 years, we are going to get some 20 or even 10 or 5 partners worldwide. And then we have some amount of students coming in, and our students going out to these universities as part of mobility programs. Then you need also supporting staff who can implement all these plans. So you need to train those kind of staff, and it is also a learning process online. I mean, on job, one can start interacting, and we all need to be very proactive when we want to do internationalization. It's not like we are sitting, we are relaxing, and people come to us and they will ask us and then we start. We need to take a lot of initiatives and be very proactive, reaching out to the universities, and not let go even a single opportunity when there is an international university who wants to collaborate or partner with our institutions. And most important for internationalization is important aspect is the faculty. Without faculties in involvement and initiatives, internationalization cannot happen. So faculty should drive this. It's not left to the administrative staff. It is they who will be supporting and handling the daily day-to-day activities, but it should be initiated by the faculty members, because they are the researchers. They go attend the conferences, they meet a lot of researchers worldwide. So through those researchers, you need to reach out to the universities and plan it accordingly. So these are the few tips which I would like to mention here for any university to be ready and start the collaborative activities. So coming to the structure of international relations, one can basically have a 2 verticals model or 3 verticals. I've put some examples here, like for 2 verticals, it will be international collaboration and international admissions. International admissions is purely for full-time program, where you attract foreign students to come and join your master's or undergraduate or PhD programs. But international collaboration, which will be more strategic approach by the faculty. So this is is where I told international collaboration, faculty play a very, very important role, and the university, the funding available always helps in building international collaboration. You can later also make it a 3 verticals, like the international offices can also set up the international conferences. So it all depends how your organization or how any institution wants to do it. They can do it, plan it accordingly. So there, I also wanted to tell there will be like 2 ways of approach: bottom-up approach or top-down approach. As I mentioned, bottom-up approach is like it starts from the faculty collaboration, then it leads to the mobility exchange of students and faculty. Then it can lead to some joint research programs, and then joint doctoral programs. So this is a very strategic way to build a very strong collaboration. It can also happen top-down approach, like the university presidents meet or the rectors meet and they decide, okay, so and so universities will become partners. But how it should trickle down, they should have a plan. Otherwise, the MOUs are signed, partnership happens only at that level, and it doesn't trickle down to the faculty level or student mobility level. So we should make sure in both the approaches, we should make sure that there is a flow and involvement of faculty and students. So coming to the office structure, it can be centralized office or a decentralized office. So centralized office, for example, the universities, for example, you can take Anna University, which has so many colleges or so many, for example, we will take one college like Gindi College, they have several departments. If we can either let every department to internationalize, or we can make it a centralized way of approach. For any department, they just reach out to the international office and they make sure that the MOUs happen, student mobilities happen, and so on. This model is followed by most of the European universities, as well as in India. We would prefer this model, like IIT Madras or IIT Bombay, Delhi, anyone follows this structure. And there are like US universities, or in Australia, the universities have a very decentralized office. So my experience with the working with the decentralized office is the international office will not be aware of the kind of partnerships or agreements they have, because every department will be handling it individually. So with my experience, I preferred centralized office, because the international office should be the one stop shop for anyone, because if they reach out asking for information, we should be readily giving out the information and helping them to reach out to our researchers, or talk about the MOUs or mobility programs. So we should be knowledgeable and understanding that everyone needs, immediate responses. So I have experienced centralized offices are much better than decentralized office, but it also depends on different culture, different working culture, and the way they think about things. So do you all have any queries? I have not gone into the structure, detailed structures. I just briefed about the structure and how the team of international relations can look.
So anyone wanted to have now session with, discussion with ma'am, or at the end of the session also, maybe. Ma'am, you can continue if you want. Yeah, we'll at the end of the session, every time they are asking.
Okay, so coming to the networking, why it is important in internationalization and networking. So we can, by networking, we can learn and experience the best practices and benchmark those practices for our own institutions. Knowledge sharing, it happens. So networking will help us doing all this easily and target multiple universities to initiate partnership and collaboration. So if you have to approach individually, then the same effort when you put for a network, so you have multiple universities working with a network, and it makes it easy to target all these universities and initiate partnership programs with them. And through these multiple universities from all over the world, we get an understanding the funding availability, or what are the research activities happening, and we can have some joint project opportunities when we network. So again, in network, we have um, national universities networks and international universities networks. So national university networks is very important. For example, IITs, all the IITs, 23 IITs, they have a consortium. They often meet and they discuss. So it's like, like-minded universities working together and sharing the information and helping each other. So at every level, like if it is a research intense university, then they need to look out for the universities who are doing more of research activities, and form a network and meet often to share their knowledge, share their experiences. So if you, we all, for example, all the deemed universities can form their own network, or Anna University, Mysore University, or any university in Maharashtra. All these states can come together and share how they handle their internationalization activities. So it is basically knowledge sharing and understanding each other's activities, and learn from their best practices and come back and implement in our universities. So this plays a very important role. And coming to the international university networks, so we need to be also very, very careful when we do this kind of partnership, because there are many consortiums who charges heavily, and basically they don't do things very, very seriously. So we need to understand what is our requirement, and whether the partnership or these networks will help our university, our faculty, and our students. So we need to be very careful about it and decide to join if it is beneficial, as I said, for both students and faculty. Through these universities, we get to know many funding opportunities. So use that. And individually, you can, when you join a network, you can also build individual contacts and network, start partnerships and plan some programs. So for example, IIT Madras was part of a program called Heritage, which had 13 top universities from Europe. And every opportunity, I used it for getting some funding for student mobility, and with every university. So IIT Madras had very easy access to these 13 universities, European universities, which are really very top universities, like TU Dresden, TU Munich in Germany, and then some French universities, some Portuguese universities. So all these universities had some connect to the funding agencies, or they did so many Erasmus Mundus programs. They also did many capacity building projects for Indian partners. It's a great learning through these projects, and also it will help all our staff, all our faculty, depending on which kind of capacity building project they are doing, and we have to involve everyone. So this was a very good approach. And during my introduction, they also said that AOTUL, AOTUL, Asia Oceania Top Universities League, these were really the top universities from Asia and Oceania, like Uni Melbourne was there, Tokyo Tech was there. So all these combinedly, they planned yearly programs like internship programs or summer programs for the students of all these 15, 20 universities to meet in one place. And every year, every university did this, and they had different topics. And they also told they will support for the travel expenses for the students. So something like this. I mean, everyone need not be doing the same thing, but it will definitely help all these universities to and the students and faculty when we are a part of any networks. So these are the advantages of being in a network, and how much we explore it all depends on our intentions and how we want to take it ahead. So here I would like to stop. Probably if anyone have queries, I can answer them.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much. Let me, I can stop sharing the screen.
Yes, yes, please, please.
Yeah. So participants, if you have any query about internationalization and networking, now ma'am is here to clarify your doubts. You,
Hello,
you
ma'am.
can unmute. Yeah.
Yes.
Sabira.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Kavitha, ma'am. It was a really nice and informative session. I'm from Gujarat, Marwadi University, and currently in my university there are different 900 students from the different countries.
Yeah.
As earlier you have told that we have to target that different region. We have already that, but now I would like to move upside, like a European country,
Yeah.
just like Germany and what you have did. So how can I select my path and how can I go through that? Can you guide me?
So, okay, Ms. Bijani, so these 900 students are full-time students or on collaboration?
No, no, ma'am. It's full-time students, and they are provided the fellowship from their countries.
Okay, there are different agencies like ICCR is there, and
Yes.
there is some funding available through the Indian government or through their embassies. These are
Right.
all full-time students. As I mentioned during my talk, we can attract students for our programs or our master's or PhD or undergraduate programs from the developing countries. I also mentioned that getting students for our full-time programs from Europe or any developed country like US, Europe, or Australia, it is kind of very difficult. So how
Yes.
you have to break this, break the ice is by doing some collaborative programs and bringing those students to spend a semester, or you can also offer them some internship programs because they need to come and see your university. They need to experience it, and also attract some faculty to come and spend a month or two offering courses to your students combinedly with some other faculty in your thing. Basically, for these regions, when you target, you can't go and get the students for your programs directly because they are already in a good environment and good universities. So you need to have a different approach for developed countries. You can bring them for short time, and probably later when they go back and it's word of mouth, everyone will spread a positive give a positive feedback about your university, about your programs, about the infrastructure and the living standards in your university. Definitely it makes path for you to reach out for full-time students.
Oh, right, ma'am.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
And by the way, like there are many, I'm collaborating with my counterpart in Australia who will be bringing in at least the top Australian universities as a group, and I'm helping them to partner with the Indian universities based on their research interests or whatever their targets are. For example, if they say we want to work with the top researchers in India in water and environment, okay, we will look into all the Indian universities where we find very good researchers, and we'll tell these are the universities you need to reach out. And I can also so it also familiarity plays an important role in internationalization. When I know people from so and so university, I'll say, okay, this university, you can look at them, I know people there. And so you need to improve the perception, you need to of your
Build the
university.
networking.
Yeah, with, and network also. So
Yes.
now I'm the consultant and I'm working with this agency in Australia. So because of the pandemic, things are moving very slow. Otherwise, like I'm working with University of Canberra, University of Adelaide. They want some partnerships in India for whom I'll be helping to get the partners. So I know people in SRM. So I will immediately tell, okay, SRM is the place you should go. Or I know people in EIT. So now that I know many of you in this,
So yeah, yes.
you can
Thank you, ma'am.
you can
And last question, ma'am. Should I drop the mail or should I contact you regarding this
Yes, you can
for the
always
networking?
drop me a mail. My contact details is there in this PPT. You can always reach out to me on my mobile, and
Okay.
it will be good to connect with your international offices. Yes,
Yes.
everything is available on your website, but when we know people personally, it's easy
Yes,
to reach
that's
out.
true. Yes.
So that's how we can build internationalization. And I'm also working with Canadian and European universities. So we are only waiting for this pandemic
Pandemic
over
situation.
and
Yeah.
borders open, then there will be a big flow of faculty, researchers, and students.
Thank you, madam. Really, we would like to grow in this era,
Yes.
and we would like to get more contact in Europe side.
Sure. And I also do consultancy for setting up the international offices for any university.
Okay.
Like an advisor, I can guide them through how to go about this. So anyone can reach out to me from your university international offices, and I'll be more than happy to help and make sure that the HEIs in India and the Indian universities are talked about worldwide, because any European or any Australian, not much in Australia, but at least European students are very happy to come and learn things. It's not only about academics. They want to understand our culture. They love this culture.
Right.
They experience a lot here, right?
Right. Right. Okay. So I will share your contact with my international office as well as I will drop the mail also to you.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
If you can type in the chat box, they will be happy. If you
Yes.
can, because few
Sure.
more also have asked.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. In my okay, this is I
Chat
answered.
box.
Okay.
And it is
Ma'am,
done
it
by
has been
Rivya.
shared.
Yeah, Rivya has done it.
It has been shared.
Mobile number if you wanted to.
Yeah, mobile number. I'll type my mobile number and email ID also.
Yes, Gmail ID. Yeah, anyway, mail ID was shared by Rivya. Yeah. Ruma Devi ma'am, you wanted to ask something? Maybe please you can.
Thank you, ma'am. Just a question I wanted to inquire for my son. He has moved into a different stream of mass communication and journalism, and he is interested to move to abroad.
Yeah.
By the year, I think 2022 would be safe for him to move. But like where through or how would he get connected? He is undergoing, pursuing his graduation from Symbiosis.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, he'll be completing this sem.
Very
So
nice.
like that is what his, I just wanted a bit of
So
guidance from your
Symbiosis
side.
is again a very international deemed university, and I work with their international offices also. I know a lot of people over there. So the best way is for him to identify the universities in at least selected regions like Europe or US, wherever he is interested, he or she is interested, and select the universities which they would prefer to go in their area. And probably there will be some entrance exams and all, like GRE, TOEFL for regular engineering programs. For journalism, something may be there. IELTS is always good to have for any area. And let him also talk to his professors and get some guidance. You know, they have some collaborations already. They may be interacting with some top university researchers, and they will be able to guide. If not, international offices are there. But the student have to put in effort to identify where they want to go. They should understand all that and have a list of all these universities and apply to them. And yes, definitely in one or the other place, they will get through.
Yeah, he is doing it absolutely by himself.
Yes.
But from my side, I'm unable to guide him since I'm of absolutely a different stream. That is the biggest problem which we are facing.
I think today's generation are very good. They will handle it. They know how to do things and they will connect to the right people. I understand that you are not able to help. It's still fine. There are like agencies which can help them, guide them, get them, tell them which are the universities in that area, what they want to study. Yes.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to tell. When she was telling that Kavitha ma'am was telling, ask him to talk to the professor. Definitely you would have talked and you would have finalized things. Ma'am, you will come to know what he has done. Okay, so don't worry. He will, yeah, now generation, as ma'am said, they know what to do. But anyway, we as a parent, we should know about this. So you asked Kavitha ma'am, I could understand that too. Anyway.
Thank you, ma'am. Thanks a lot.
Yeah. Okay, any more queries? Or you are always, I mean, I'm always available. Anyone can mail me if they need any help in setting up the international offices. I'm doing this consultancy for setting up the international offices, training the staff, how to handle the internationalization. And also I can bring in partners from different area, different region like Australia or Europe, or because I work with several other international networks. Thank you very much for being very patient. And Dr. Puvamal and Dr. Ramya, I'm really thankful to you for giving me this opportunity. And any day I'm open for this kind of discussion. And I think we all should do this to help the Indian universities to grow and become world famous.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. We know last time it was appreciated. That's why we had the same kind of speakers.
Thank you so much. I'll be happy to do it any day.
Thank you, ma'am. Yeah, Ramya.
Thank you very much, ma'am. That was really very informative. It was like you have widened our horizons to set a foot in the foreign land. So I'm sure you will be getting a lot of email and phone calls after this session, because it is like we are all stuck at some point or the other, be it from an individual point of view or from the college point of view. So such guiding lights would really help us to shine in a very comfortable and affordable manner, because you are going to help us out in that way. So thank you once again, ma'am. It was really very informative. Hope to see you in future sessions. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. And
one more point I wanted to add here. Here, most of the participants are from different states, and they are all attending women leadership role. And definitely, if they don't have such office, definitely they can put forth these kind of ideas to their management. And it is the right place where we can show that our capability in bringing in other foreign countries, and even the management will be happy to receive such kind of proposals. This is what I wanted to tell you. As you were telling, we have centralized international office, and that was set by a professor who was there at that as a mechanical professor. When I saw your profile, I saw that only. Dr. T.P. Gopal was he was the person who set that up, and he was in from Anna University PhD mechanical. So yeah. So I wanted to tell the people who are all here, like if you wanted to give some proposals to your management, maybe it is a good idea to start with this, because it is not very common point to have such an international office in just to start college. But even though your capability is so high, but bringing in international students will definitely raise your your visibility and your strength.
I would like to add a point here. See, all universities are different and their funding availability is also different. You should start somewhere, that's all. And anyone can plan it according to their infrastructure, their funding availability, and we should start some point. So I have a proposal already, which I have sent it to NIT Surathkal, trying to help them and all the new generation IITs. So yeah, because of this pandemic, everything is so slow and we can't push the things also whenever, but people can reach out to me and whenever they want. And I have a separate proposal where I have proposed how to help with internationalization. Thank you very much.
Hello,
Thank you
ma'am.
so much.
I have a question, please. Sorry, I'm a bit.
It's okay. It's okay. Make now.
We have
Yeah,
time,
please.
I think, until 1:30, right?
Okay.
Yeah,
So
tell-
actually, I am from Nanded, in Maharashtra. Nanded.
okay.
You might have heard it is near Aurangabad, around 5 hours from Aurangabad, and around
Okay.
5 hours from Hyderabad as well. Okay.
Okay.
And ours is a autonomous college, Sri Guru Gobind Singh Ji College of Engineering and Technology. But
Okay.
I mean, we don't have any international students. Okay, mainly because of the location problem. Okay, we don't have direct flights and all. Okay, trains are also quite limited. Though we have trains from Delhi, Mumbai, and then Hyderabad, Pune. Okay, but then it is difficult. So, do you suggest that we should also go for some such international office setup, and then we do have some chances, maybe remote chances of getting some international students, because the faculty here is very good. We have a good research environment. We have a QIP center as well, wherein PhD students they take admission, and we have a what do you call, image processing research center as well, allocated by government of India. And I mean, so we do have so many things, but then because of the remote location, we do have problems. So what do you suggest for us?
Yeah, I have a feeling location is not at all a problem. If you look at, for example, these new generation IITs, none of them are in a main city.
Yes.
Okay. For example, IIT in Manali, you know how difficult it is to reach there? They should come to Delhi. From Delhi, they have to fly to Chandigarh. After that, it is almost 10 hours drive in the hilly area. But still, they are doing internationalization. I don't believe this. Location will not be a matter for anyone. For example, I have traveled in Europe to many locations, remote places. I just go to a main city like Paris in France or in Frankfurt. And from there, either buses or sometimes the universities will help us. So what we do here in IIT Madras is, as a good gesture, we go pick every student from the airport. So you can have some funding set up to, if you have one or two students or visiting faculty, foreign faculty, you should not let this go. Send a car or make some arrangements to pick them from the main railway station or airport, wherever they are coming. So I mean, that is one thing. Coming to the location, all this Palakkad or Dharwad or Tirupati, none of them have good, international airports, or they all have to come to Chennai, and from there they have to go by car or something. It doesn't matter. If you have a good research and good faculty, definitely they can help you. Your faculty, as you mentioned, they may be attending some of the international conferences. They would have built some connect with the foreign university.
Yes.
Invite them. Make
Okay.
sure that they come, spend some time, understand what is your requirement. I'll tell you, it should be two ways. For example, for them, it is advantage for them to come and give a talk or spend some time in university with your students, because they get the students to go there, right? And if you have some good, how much you promote your university matters a lot. You need to get at least one or two students and one or two faculty, and they should have a great experience. So they go back and promote your universities, and also try and promote the best programs or the faculty. Using all these things, you can promote your university and reach out to foreign universities. Start from the faculty. If they have a collaboration with someone in Australia, they should kind of pursue it. They should not just go to the conference, meet them there, give a presentation and come back. Pursuing every minute detailing is important when it comes to partnering, building partnerships. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, one more thing. Do you suggest that we should have, being autonomous, we have the authority to like change our syllabus or modify them as required? So do you suggest that we should go for some interdisciplinary courses run regularly that
You
would
should.
help us to attract the students?
Yes, interdisciplinary areas are one thing which you all should make a decision. and offer some programs, because it helps for foreign nationals, foreign students. If they are for example, they may be doing their majors or master's program in mathematics, but when they come to India, they would like to study some management courses or humanities courses. We should allow them. And same for our own students. Make all the courses more interdisciplinary. See, you can learn it with many deemed universities. SRM is one example, or VIT is there, and many other universities from all over India. To grow your university, whatever is the best possible. That's why I was telling networking is very important. Form a consortium of all the deemed universities and discuss within yourself how SRM is doing or VIT is doing. Take the best practices from them and implement, because there is a lot of procedures involved. You can't make a decision within a day. It takes some time to understand and learn from it, and then implementation will come into picture. So that plays an important role.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you. It was great.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Okay, ma'am.
Thank you, Megha. Yeah. If any other queries, if no, nothing else, maybe we can conclude. Thank you so much for your wonderful session. Maybe we will, the participants who all wanted your help also, maybe we'll reach out to you. Thank you for giving your Gmail and your
Thank you,
personal
ma'am.
details. Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much, ma'am.
Professor.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, we will share all the PPTs after collecting from all the resource person. With their permissions, we will be giving it to you. Participants, maybe as per the schedule, we have the session starts at 2 o'clock. So today we have little longer break comparatively. So let us all meet again at 2 o'clock, but be sharp at 2. Be there. Okay. Thank you. Put a message in the chat box, ma'am.